video about nursing prereqs. If you're a lot of my audience seems to be older, and that's not surprising given my handle. Old dad nurse. You're not gonna look for advice from. You're looking for advice from someone your generation and your similar situation. So, a lot of older people will have another degree, a past degree, whether associates, masters, or bachelors, or whatever. Even advanced degrees. I went and gone to school with people with doctorates, and it was an associate's program that we were all in. So it's no bearing on you if you get your nursing degree, your nursing licensing from a diploma, associates, or bachelor or master's program. Those are the different options that you have. And I've always said diplomas are, in my opinion, the best trained out of the four options. Whether it's accelerated BSN or full 4-year BSN or what have you, I still think diplomas are the best trained. And that's just because of time on hands with patients. They are day one with patients, whereas we have to work in our clinicals, whatever you are, masters, bachelors, whatever. I know some bachelor programs, they don't even lay hands on the patient until year 2. So, like a whole year and a half, I think, the specific program that I was thinking of went by. Yeah, you're a nursing student, but you're taking English Lit courses and being a freshman in college. And that's fine. That's just how they did it. Just kind of odd. I would think day one you just start getting people's hands wet, so to speak. But be that as may, that's the purpose of this video is more getting people aware of your prereqs. Even though you have an advanced degree, you might even have a bio or biochemistry degree or something like that. I actually went with school with someone who had a master's in biology. She still had to take bio over. She was like, I have more credentials than the professor. This was again, a community college. I mean, she could have easily taught that course. She's like, I'm a biologist by trade. I do this for a living. She still had to take bio over because her degree was so old. Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous, but those are the rules. And I'm pretty sure our program is not so special, peculiar, particular, whatever you want to say. It's a good degree. It's a good program. It's a very competitive program because, it's very cheap. Everybody tries to get in. It's local. It's got good reputation. So it's a lot of competition to get in there. But, I'm not going to kid myself. You're not going to Columbia. You're not going to an Ivy League. I'm not going to NYU. I might be an alumni, but I'm not going to their nursing program. It wasn't all that special. So my opinion is, chances are your program will adhere to the same strict standards. They're not going to bend the rules for you like that. They didn't for her. I was like, wow. You're a biologist. She's a biologist, not a bachelor's, a master's in biology. She still had to take bio over. She did very well, needless to say. It's just, she could have saved herself those credits, and it was 2 courses. It's A&P, so it's the 2 courses plus the lab. And I think she had to take micro over too, I'm sure. So it was like 3 classes plus the labs. It was a lot. It was like, for her, she told me it was like a year in delay getting her prereqs in order. So that's why I want to forewarn you guys that get your prereqs in order. Try to get ahead on them. There's not going to be a shortcut. I think the cutoff is 7 years. If you have taken your course 7 years prior to your application or something, or your acceptance, or start a class. That might vary from school to school and program to program, then they'll count it, you know. Mine were 30 years old, so and that wasn't going to fly. Although I don't know why. And people are going to be out there like, chemistry is the same as it was basically 100 years ago. I mean, yeah, there are more elements on the periodic table, but Bohr's law and all that are still the same. I was like, yeah, thermodynamics is still the same. I'm pretty sure of that. I don't know why 7 years past you have to take it again. Just like my friend, biology, I could see. Yeah, I mean, there's new organs being discovered. You know, while I was in school, there was a new organ discovered. That happens. Okay, but still, that's like 1% of the whole course, if that. You know, it's stuff like that I didn't understand. But you have to adhere to those rules. You have to get your prereqs in order. So when people say it's a 2-year degree, I said no, it takes about a year to prep. You know. If you're really diligent and you want to go crazy, you could do it in a year. Typically, it'll take a year and a half, just because certain classes you cannot or you should not take concurrently. You know, I would not be taking chem, micro, and A&P all at the same time. You know, unless you love that stuff. There are people that love that stuff and you know eat it for like candy. It's just not my cup of tea. And those are all gut courses, so. You know, but get those in order. I mean, liberal arts courses, ironically, if you have any kind of schooling, they have unlimited time frames on those. You know, I guess they figure English lit, history, languages aren't going to change, although they do. I mean, you know, there are revelations of changes in histories. You know, I have 2 historians in my family. A number of biochemists and a number of chemists, PhD level. They're all PhD levels. I'm the only one in my family without an advanced degree. I might have multiple degrees, but I don't have an advanced degree yet. But I'm the only one. I worked for 30 years as a manufacturer. That's why. But you have to get your prereqs in order before you even get in. There's some exceptions. I'll leave some of that unsaid, but that depends on the program. But by and large, you got to get all your major ones: AP 1, 2, micro, chem. You got to get those in order. Psych, usually, I think it's usually, and depending on the school, if it's a Catholic school or not, or religious school, you might have to have ethics or bioethics or religion. Some of the humanities, like more philosophy courses, I'm sorry. So make sure you allocate that into your budget, into your timing. And look at it this way, it's not bad because it gives you a small taste of what college life is again. You might be 10, 15, 20 more years out of it. And you're like, well, it's work. You know, I work freaking, 60 hours a week. How hard it could be. I'm going to cut back on that to like 30 hours or 40 hours, and I'll leave that for school. It's a different animal. Okay? It's a different process. And you have to get yourself back into that groove. I strongly suggest taking one course at a time to start out with, and then if you want to go, do that. But balance that with your private life. That's the other caveat I will say. Prereqs are good for. It kind of gives your family a small taste of what you're in for or they're in for. Okay? Good luck.